Welcome back to Ocala Talks. We wrap up hour number 2 of the show. In studio with me is a surprise guest. My wife dropped by. Hello.
Hello, my love.
You traveled a lot when you were in the corporate world before you
Yes.
opened your own business. You traveled quite a bit.
Yes, I miss it.
Would a option, if you lived here in Ocala, would an option of being able to fly out of here instead of having to go to Orlando or Tampa or Gainesville or something like that, would that be a viable option for you?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I like that just for me as a consumer, regardless of corporate. I mean, obviously it depends on routes and whatnot, but
Because they're talking about we could maybe get a flight to Charlotte, a flight to Atlanta, and either DFW or New Orleans.
well, I mean, you're going to start small. You're not going to have the entire map on day one. They're going to start small. So they will probably look at what will fill seats. Where do people go the most?
I would think Miami needs a flight.
Well, that would probably make sense. But, where do people go the most and where do the airlines want to go?
If I could fly round trip to Miami for like $110, I would, because of the advantage of the Hollywood Hard Rock Casino and the major poker tournaments they play and everything. That would be I would use that.
I mean, you have to look at this location, right? For us, it's an easy drive, obviously, to get to the airport. But to go to Orlando, I mean, you're driving an hour and a half if there's no traffic.
You got to get on you got to go down 75.
If there's no traffic.
You got to go to 75 to the turnpike. You got to take the turnpike into Orlando. Then you got to get on the 528.
And then
you got to take the 528 east out to the airport.
And it's the same for Tampa and Jacksonville. Like, it is a cruise.
Tampa's not as bad because of the Suncoast Parkway.
Right.
But it's still an hour and a half.
It's still an hour and a half.
45. Jacksonville's 2 hours. It's ridiculous.
Right.
I mean, and I know some people go, well, the Sanford airport, the regional airport in Sanford is a little closer, but it's almost in Orlando. And there's no easy way to get there.
Right.
I think commercial flights would work here.
They would have to build some infrastructure here for sure before, like, they would need a parking deck. Where are they going to put the cars for people that are going to,
Oh, well, that parking lot over there, the parking lot over there in front of the terminal is rather large.
It will not sustain. You have to think about not only the consumers that are going to park there, but the staff needed.
Yeah, but
you're going to need a parking. Don't argue with me. I'm right.
Gainesville flies out.
I'm right.
Gainesville flies out.
I'm right.
Okay. Gainesville flies out 3 flights a day to Charlotte and to Atlanta, and they have about the same amount of parking that Ocala has, and it works fine because only 70, 80 people a day use it. It's not like Orlando or something where thousands of people use it. It's only 70 or 80, 90 people at the most that use it every day.
Am I back on?
Yeah. Don't make me put you in timeout again.
You're going to be in timeout when you get home.
Yeah, well. So,
I just happen to disagree. I think if you're going to make this a viable option, a long-term plan, you need to work on your infrastructure.
I was surprised at the people though that had no knowledge of the ability to land commercial flights here.
Oh yeah, you land the president's plane here.
Yeah.
Hello.
They bring in big jets here to bring horses to the sales.
Yeah.
And to take horses away from the sale.
Yeah.
Big planes.
Big planes.
I mean,
and we got the room for it.
Somebody goes, yeah, but the noise. Those big planes don't make any more noise than some of these jets out here make.
Yeah.
A jet engine's a jet engine.
And quite frankly, they probably, if they're going to just be little commuter flights, they're not going to be the big jumbo jets anyways.
No, they'll be, 727s.
There's maybe a 757 would be the largest.
Airbus 300 or something.
Like I'm talking like I know what planes are.
Yeah.
Where's Dan?
Yeah. It would not be, you're right, though. It would not be this, you wouldn't get a 757 or a 767.
This is not Atlanta. This is not O'Hare.
No. They're only going to have enough, I mean, some of them, they're not going to have puddle jumpers.
Correct.
But, the biggest capacity may be 70, 80 people on a flight. Mm-hmm. So you can do that with a smaller plane.
Yeah, the planes with the 2 seats on one and 1 seat on the other side, right?
Right.
Whatever that number is.
Right. And I flew on a bunch of those.
A bunch of those.
When
And
you
I
go-
loved when
out of
I got
Orlando,
the
by
single
the way.
side.
Out of Orlando, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I flew on a bunch out of O'Hare.
I flew on the two ones to Atlantic City Airport numerous times.
Or Houston. I flew a lot of them out of Houston.
And it is great when you get you're on the single side. It is
Oh,
really
single side and an aisle and a window. Oh, money.
See, I always try to sit when I'm on a plane. I volunteer to be at the exit door.
Yeah, but now you have to pay for all that. They're all upgrades.
Now, yeah, they don't let you volunteer anymore. Now you pay.
Yeah,
right.
now you pay.
Yeah, but back in the day when I've traveled a lot, I would volunteer because they ask, "Hey, does anybody want to see?" Because the exit row doesn't have a window or anything.
Right, and sometimes you can't lean your seat back.
Right, which is fine with me because in the exit row, you got
You're
10 feet.
You're looking for the leg room.
Exactly.
You're looking for the leg room.
Exactly. I didn't need to lean my seat back. I just popped my computer screen up and played poker. It was fine.
I rarely. Sometimes I do, but rarely because I've flown so much. I know how rude it is to the person behind you. Quite frankly, because
to lean your chair back.
Yeah, because it just shrinks up there.
And it's the airline's fault for that, by the way.
Yeah.
The airlines have done that. It didn't used to be that way 30 years ago, but now you lean your chair back, you're in somebody's lap.
It's not as bad for like the if you're in the extended the premium seats where you get a couple extra inches.
Right.
Those you can lean back because you have another 4 inches.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But when you're in the
economy,
the sheep
coach.
Yeah, coach. The sheep area where they jam you in, it's ridiculous. Don't lean your seat back. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. That's why I don't fly. That's why I quit flying in and out of Orlando. Was kids.
Oh.
I quit because kids coming to Disney World.
Well, why wouldn't Tampa be the same with like Busch Gardens?
Because Busch Gardens isn't a destination for world travelers.
Oh.
Disney World is.
Oh, I gotcha.
Busch Gardens is like Six Flags, where people from the region, our region, go there.
Right.
Disney World, people from all over the world go there. Busch Gardens, and it's just not. It's just not an area that a lot of people travel to. But the Tampa airport is, to get there from the Suncoast Parkway is so easy because Suncoast Parkway dumps you out
right at the airport.
Right at the airport. So literally, there's an exit that says airport parking, and you just take the exit.
Well, in Orlando, you're like going through all of this.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Like this
you got to go to the A side or the B side.
The spaghetti maze.
It's almost like they built the expressway in Atlanta around the Orlando airport.
Yes.
It really is.
That is a great analogy.
It really is.
That's a great analogy.
Now don't get me wrong, they know how to get you in and out of Orlando at a pretty good pace because they want to get tourists in and out. Mm-hmm. But it's still a pain in the. It still is. So I prefer Tampa.
I mean, literally here because it will be like until, Ocala continues to grow and support larger air traffic, it'll be an easy airport to get in and out of. Like, literally, when I lived in Omaha, Nebraska, I would get there 20 minutes in advance, park, and this is Omaha, a larger city than Ocala. I would just, 20 minutes in advance, park, and walk right in.
We need to take a break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
As Ukrainians celebrate a day of unity, Kyiv appears to blame Russia for a cyber attack on their infrastructure Tuesday. The defense minister in Russia published a video to demonstrate it was returning some troops to base after live fire exercises. It should be noted no numbers or base names were offered in the video release. San Francisco, California residents recalled 3 Democrat members of the city's school board Tuesday for what critics called misplaced priorities in putting progressive politics over the needs of children during the pandemic. Ann Shu on KRON San Francisco.
They are putting politics over education. They're harming our children, and we can't wait to kick them out.
Voters overwhelmingly approved the recall in a special election, according to votes by the San Francisco Department of Elections. Vice President Kamala Harris will swear in Cynthia Tellis as ambassador to Costa Rica later on today. USA Radio News.
Water stains on the shower glass. Try rubbing some shaving cream on them.
Tyler's cleaning crew knows every housekeeping trick in the book.
Handling timesheets now.
But they need a proper bookkeeper to keep finances tidy.
New equipment is a business expense, right?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Fever is a potential sign of COVID or the flu, and the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Exergen temporal scanners, available at Walmart and other fine retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com. That's Exergen.com. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
The plants that can be harmful to horses on the farm. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
I'm Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried. Everyone knows Florida grows the world's best produce. From citrus to strawberries, watermelon to blueberries, our produce growers feed our families and the world. With over $125 million in annual revenue for growers, the Fresh from Florida program helps Florida farmers stay competitive in a tough marketplace. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
If your soil could talk, what would it say? If it's healthy, it may already be saying some good things about your future, because farmers who use soil health building systems that include no-till, cover crops, and diverse species and rotations report greater productivity, profitability, and resiliency to weather extremes. Learn more about what your soil is saying about its health and your future. Contact your local USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service office today. This message brought to you by USDA and this radio station.
Southeast AgNet is social. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, where you can be sure to find all of the agriculture news for the Southeast.
With so many plants out in the wild, it's hard for horses to tell which ones are friendly and which ones to stay away from. Farmers and ranchers will need to be extra vigilant and keep horses away from dozens of poisonous plants. From horsetail plants to poison hemlock, oleanders, Jimson weed, lamb's quarters, ground ivy, potato leaves, tomato plants, and every part of an avocado tree. While Bermuda grass isn't poisonous on its own, it's susceptible to a blight called ergot, which can be extremely dangerous to horses. Ergot can cause tremors, convulsion, rolling tongue and eyes, and full body paralysis. Bermuda grass hay is 6 to 10 times more likely to cause colic in horses than any other hay. Red oak leaves, red maple leaves, and sorghum is also incredibly poisonous to horses. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny and breezy with a high of 78 to 81. Breezy and mild tonight with patchy clouds, low 64 to 67. Then breezy and very warm Thursday with a mix of clouds and sunshine and a high of 83 to 86. Clouds and a little sunshine Friday, thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 83 to 88. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.